Muffled sounds suggest that this scuffed old door leads up to the fort's main floor. It's bound to be crawling with magisters.
Whatever lies ahead, it has been a pleasure traveling together.
Let's think twice about this. I don't fancy facing a mob of magisters.
Good. Let them try to catch us.
The creature looks at you blankly. A faint, low groan rumbles beneath its stitched lips. The creature doesn't acknowledge your question. The creature before you stares with sightless eyes and leans from side to side, like a puppet without strings.
That's an abomination, is what it is. I can't stop staring at it.
It seems to be even more primitive than the rest of its species. Fascinating.
I thought I'd seen the worst that life can offer. I was wrong.
First, tell me where we're going.
What the flying hell? Karen, you said this way was clear.
But that's what the log said, sir. No one...
Well, the log was wrong, you idiot. I hope for your sake no one will miss him. This is strictly a divine order matter, beautiful. Very, very strictly.
A boat. I'd thank the Divine, but, well...
The boy stands back from you, steady eyes narrowed in a wary stare.
Who are you? I'm Han. So, Sibyl, you helped me out just there, so let me return the favour. You want to get out of here? I've a boat here with plenty of room. Let's go. Came in to help someone escape and got nabbed before I could sneak back out. I'd ask you the same question, but we're a little short on time here. I know someone on the outside. She might be able to help you too, if we make it out of here. Guy named Verdas. He was close to some people I know. I was too late, though. The Magisters got him. They left precious little of him behind. You're telling me. Jump in the boat and I'll take the oars.
Deplorable surrounding for an agreeable conversation. Yes. Is it an audience you desire? As am I. A prince should die of old age or on the battlefield. Anything else could be construed as weakness of character. That said, I've the distinct feeling I wasn't meant to die today. For despite your heroics, I was still cast into the water. I sank. I drowned. But there was something in the water. A voice made of air that soothed my flooding lungs. There was sudden light, warmth, life. Truly, how intriguing. To hear a voice whilst drowning is a rather specific delusion to share, is it not? Still, I wonder if...
He hesitates.
Are you a religious person? I'm rather relieved to hear it. Religious persons tend to be all too self-important in their supposed humility. As for myself, I perform the ancient rites of prayer and ceremony with a kind of languid indulgence. After all, when one is revered by many as a living god oneself, public deprecation would be needlessly self-important as well, wouldn't you say? There was a small incident which prompted my many rivals to move against me. Technically, they had the letter of the law on their side. Such a nuisance, the law. Quite necessary to keep the common in line, of course, but one such as myself it should exempt as a matter of course. What I meant was that, being authority, I shouldn't be under any thumb. I had thought that was perfectly obvious. Sadly, that enlightened point of view quite clearly turned out to be academic. If not, we wouldn't be having this very conversation. I hardly know you as yet. Let's leave some mystery in the relationship, shall we? We can exchange criminal records later. Dozens, I should imagine, but if we're talking about the ones that came after my exile, this would be number 5. Let them come, I say. Keeps one sharp. There isn't much to say, but for the fact that I simply must. It's the portent of it all. I can feel it. The revelation will be world-changing. I just know it. And justified it is too. You'll be a witness to wonders, I assure you. As certain as the sun, such is my conviction. I will be, then grow beyond being. But that's the whole idea, I'm afraid. Even I myself thought it a myth. See, the ancient empire consists of 3 houses. The noble houses of war and dreams, and the upstart house of law. We of war rule the empire. Or so I thought. For if the warnings I was given are true, there's not only such a thing as the House of Shadows, it also pulls the strings, and it seeks to string me up first chance it gets. And you in me. I intend to rule an empire one day, not a tiny outcropping in the sea, lording over gulls and guppy fish. To that end, I suggest we focus on the obvious. A farewell to Fort Joy and a hello to the mainland.
Is it not enough that you travel with me? Must you speak too? Go on then, bark away. Let's see if we can find any method in it. Oh, I think of them as little as possible. As much, I imagine, as you think of gadflies that buzz about you. Not that there is anything wrong with you, of course, just that you're, well, not all that impressive. That sounded dangerously close to an independent thought. How surprisingly self-aware of you. Regardless, further study will be required. In fact,
The skeleton pulls a notebook from his robes and starts scribbling. After a moment, he pauses and looks back to you.
sorry, do carry on. Just act as you do in your natural environment. Simply pretend I'm not here. Ah, this is perhaps the first intelligent question you have asked. After all, one should always try to learn from one's betters. My people are a race far beyond anything that exists in the world today. We seek to master the secrets of the universe. We craft wonders to last through the ages, long after your crude tools have rusted to nothing. There is a great variety among our people. Some are tall and lithe, others short and muscled. Some come in a variety of eye-catching colors. Others you can barely see at all. This is what makes you such an abomination, you see. You look almost exactly like every other elf out there, just as every human looks like every other human. Walking through this world is as repulsively bland as staring at a wall for a century. After a while, the very sight of you disgusts me. No offense, of course. I do not know. There are rumors that some have been found at the Black Pits, an oil field on Reaper's Coast. I was trying to uncover the truth when I was waylaid by these magisters. But wherever the artifacts of my people are, I will find them. We have not simply vanished into thin air. No, I should not. Not yet. Not until I know what truly befell my people. And, after all, I am still here, despite the Voidwoken's best efforts. Ignorant! I dare say I have a better knowledge of this world than any creature living in it. Oh, I may be missing some social mores or be unaware of what king waged which war, but why nitpick? Your history is an interminably dull list of mortals that were born, achieved nothing of worth, and then died. Certainly one may have expanded his kingdom, or another invented some way of pickling fish, but what does it matter? Where will your kingdoms be in 100 years? In 1,000? They will all be dust, along with each and every one of your great heroes. Your people and nations come and go, mayflies screaming their importance at a universe that cannot listen. But the universe is always there. The laws that govern your states change over centuries, but the laws of the world, even when my people walked this land, a dropped apple still fell to the ground. I have yet to see the mortal king that can decree all apples must fall up from their trees, or order fire to produce cold instead of heat. No, these laws stretch to infinity. Understanding them lets you understand the world. That is knowledge worth having. Everything else is arguing over who has built the prettiest sandcastle as the waves creep closer. The Mask of the Shapeshifter? In my time, it was nothing more than a novelty. A toy, really. I crafted one for my child once. She spent the day trying to convince me that she was her mother, even though the face I used looked nothing like her. Of course, now that toy could be the difference between life and... well, it makes a difference. With that mask, I can shapeshift and walk through this world looking like any other simple mortal. I could look like a lizard, a dwarf, a human, any creature whose face I can procure. It certainly makes traveling through towns easier. Trust you bloody-minded beasts to turn a child's trinket into a wicked purpose. People like you are the reason it must be recovered. I am using the mask to keep myself safe from the violence of this world. Who knows what evil it could do in the hands of some mortal witch. Oh, it's quite simple. One just acquires a face, a source orb, and combines the two to make a face mask. Combining several of these single face masks, along with a source orb, will produce a mask of the shapeshifter. Frankly, I'm amazed everyone isn't doing it. Oh, of course there are. How many hundreds of thousands of you people have died over the years? Almost all of them seem to have been disposed of while still wearing perfectly serviceable faces. It's a terrific waste. Still, without the proper tool to remove the face from a corpse, I cannot take advantage of the many cadavers you're providing. So if you happen across anything that seems capable of ripping a face off a body, please do let me know. Fear? Please. Why would I fear these creatures? It's a practical choice, nothing more. Moving through this world is so much easier when you don't have to lecture some torch-wielding lunatics on the dangers of an open flame. Well, I thought a brief swim in the sea, lying in the sun for a while, and maybe read a nice book. Or perhaps, and this is just a thought, we could find my mask and escape this wretched island.
As soon as I saw that glint in your eye, I knew we'd make a solid team. I am too, I must say. Good to know someone's got your back when the going's tough. Well, I've got a contract to complete. After that, getting the hell out of Fort Misery seems the best option. I figure we track down my inside man, and then we take it from there.
Ifan shrugs off his backpack and reaches into its depths. After rummaging around, he holds out a tattered page to you, upon which you can see a broken wax seal in the shape of a wolf's paw.
Have a read of my contract and find out. I'd say we're making good progress already, no?
He freezes and shoots you a wary glance, looking for all the world like a wild animal caught in the lantern light of a racing carriage.
Well, why not? Go ahead.
Ifan begins counting on his fingers and muttering to himself. This goes on for quite some time.
43, give or take. Maybe you want to remember. I prefer to keep looking forwards. The one contract I hold right now interests me more than any number I've completed. What else do you want to know? Not much, I'll tell you that. Why? What do you think of them? Sharp eyes, lass. But they can't keep the likes of us locked up too long, I'll wager. Come on, let's poke around and see if we can sniff out some blind spots in their surveillance. Ah, you've read my contract. What does that look in your eye mean?
He gives you an appraising look, almost admiring.
I don't do it for the money. A man needs focus in life. Purpose.
He looks away, refusing to meet your eyes.
It's personal. Though I don't know you well enough yet to say more. I take it you've no objections to the imminent death of my mark. Good to know. And likewise, with whatever errands of your own you have. I'd say we're making good progress already, no?
Seeming surprised, Ifan gladly takes the drink from your hands and downs a hefty glug.
Ah, that hit the spot.
He holds the flagon out to you. The alcohol hits you like the void itself. Your head spins and your feet feel unsteady. Suddenly, being stuck in a prison ruled by the despotic order doesn't strike you as the worst way to spend time.
This reminds me of sharing Rotgut with Roost and the boys back at camp. Wish they weren't so far. So tell me, if we weren't stuck here, what would you be doing with your time? Not what I'd choose for myself, but you do you. Relic of flame. That brew went straight to my bladder. If you'll excuse me. I'd say we're making good progress already, no? If you must. That I did. In Lucian's own army. Yeah. Stay out of their way. From the rank and file to the top brass, they're as ruthless as the wildest lone wolf. But the difference? A wolf never tries to hide what he truly is. There's a reason I don't wear Order garb anymore. But I don't like to talk about those days. Thanks for understanding. Now, let's keep moving. Tired of the viewing here yet? You do know—
Ifan tips his fingers.
Holy hellhounds. Those dogs sound out for blood.
You intruder! Bandit! Sorcerer! Stop! Go! Die! Hoo! Hoo! Hoo!
Buddy?
Emmy! Fall back! Sorcerer! Tricks! Bandit! Intruder!
Bruno! Buddy? Buddy! My mate? Buddy? My buddy! But... work... search... sorceress? Why? Buddy!
Emmy! No! Sorcerer! Bad! Baddies! Bite! Row! Row!
But... Bruno! I miss my buddy.
You! Sorcerer! Go! Emmy! Crying! No! Scratch, bite, bark, kill.
Dog. Buddy. My buddy. I love Buddy. Rat. Just dust, Bunny.
Hello?
Thought, die, kill, kill.
Rat. Just dust, Bunny.
My tummy hurts.
Scratch, bite, bark, kill.
many years twinkle behind you like distant stars, tiny but beautiful. You smell wheat ale. You hear a chorus in a tavern. You feel joy.
Thos, die, kill, kill.
You are nothing. You are no one. You do not exist. Not really. A deluge of happiness. You played the flute. You wrote poetry. The music ended in Fort Joy. You are nothing. You are no one.
Scratch, bite, bark, kill. Scratch, bite, bark, kill.
Did you expect a needle? You are a tough dwarven smith of great experience and talent. You wanted to make a name for yourself, but you ran out of time.
Thos, die, kill, kill.
You let me free. What if I'm dangerous? What if I hurt somebody? What if I hurt you? They fed me horrible things. Meat from people. I didn't want to eat it, but they do something to it that makes it irresistible. Even you, the one who saved me, I can picture sinking my teeth into you, ripping the flesh apart, swallowing it down.
A low growl. The dog starts to salivate and lick his chops. His eyes go hard and cold. Suddenly, he seems to remember himself and whines.
This is awful. I can't go back into the world like this. Please, just put me down.
I won't be party to this. It's suicide.
Fine. This poor pooch deserves a little peace.
This is not justice. Birdie does not deserve to die.
No, no, no!
The dog calms and seems comforted, then suddenly snaps and sinks his teeth into your hand.
Die, kill, kill.
Baddies! Baddies! Buddy!
Scratch,
Oh,
bite,
lucky
bark,
find.
kill.
Oh, lucky find.
Right.
Die. Kill. Kill.
That smell. Flesh not freely given. Stolen blood, sickening.
Baddies. Baddies. Buddy.
A sea voyage. Children and adults huddled together for warmth and comfort. You were a slave to the ancient empire not so long ago.
Bishop Alexander is looking rather regal. Good looking out,
Artistic
Bishop.
license and all. Good indeed.
What is this? Some sort of magister weapon.
That, of course, was so many years ago. I can hardly remember the smell of the skin anymore. Oh, but I've told you about that many times before, haven't I? Silly me. You aren't tired of my...
As the Magister turns to face you, you feel Fane stepping up behind you.
Have you seen these contraptions? This must be the Magister freak the blacksmith was referring to. He may have the very tool I need to craft my mask. One mortal in a red dress does not trouble me. Traveling this world without a mask, however, leaves me exposed to everyone. But fine, don't let me get in the way of your petty, fragile ego. You handle it.
Who are you, you lovely little fairy?
He reaches out and places a hand on yours.
Aha! Easy. So fascinating. Living bark, living wood. Please, come in. Oh, do make yourself at home, won't you? Oh, but this is destiny. I too name my knives, and my shears, and my pliers, and my scalpels. Oh, dear little thing. I'd like to lick you all over with my studded tongue. Ah, rudely I am denied. You may break my heart, but I'll have yours with strawberries. Come, darlings. Time to die for Papa.
Your mind is empty as a new moon. Something seems to have cleared it out, scrubbed the corners, bleached the halls. The nothingness is oddly comfortable.
This won't be of any use. Keep well out of sight of the Magisters. Keep well out of sight of the Magisters.
We don't know from whence these beasts came, but we do know Source calls them. Guards! What's this elven prisoner doing in here?
Your Honor, I beg your pardon. She must have slipped her watchman. You! Who let you out of your cell? Come along. You'll be tried when you're called. All right. That's enough. You're coming with me.
Let's not be hasty, Magister. This ought to be an education for all of us. Tell me, Sorcerer, what did you hope to gain by interrupting these proceedings?
Sister, do not stay here. You must run. Run!
The judge smiles thinly.
This is more than a trial. This is an education. That should appeal to the likes of you, should it not? Tell me, what have you heard of our good work here, our holy cure? I suppose that's correct, though I've yet to find any sorcerers who were inclined to wander away after being totally cured. Would you like to see a demonstration? It was commonplace in the days of Brachus Rex, but the technology has lain dormant since then. We have Dallas to thank for her revival of the tool that will save us all. How to explain it? You see, with this wand, I can leech the source from within you. You'll no longer attract Voidwoken. Rivellon need no longer fear you. All this talk, why don't I just show you? Madam, please do hold still.
No! Animal! Beast! Slug! Please! No! Ah!
Perfection. I imagine it's quite hard for you to fathom. I don't suppose I'd look forward to this fate myself. But you must understand, if your kind are left well enough alone, the Voidwoken will destroy us. All of us. This elf has sacrificed her source. Some might say the spark of life within her. But she has done so in the name of us all. She is a hero. How glad I am to hear you say that. You'll make your repentance all the more rewarding for both of us. I'm so glad you joined us here today.
Subdue them, and make sure Cork doesn't leave.
Did you expect a needle?
Prepare yourself.
cornered.
I'm ready.